Are you stuck creating a display ad but aren't really sure how to go about designing something that will grab your customers' attention? Then you're in the right place, because in this tutorial, I'll show you how to design, animate, and export your GIF ad in no time. With Canva open, we're going to create a new design. Come over here to create a design. From there, click on custom size. And you're going to choose the size of your display ad. In this video example, I'm going to be creating a skyscraper banner, and that is 160 pixels by 600 pixels. You'll then be presented with all these different templates to choose from. I don't think any of them are going to work super well for a display ad, but you can kind of just pick one as a starting off point. Now, what I want to do is create a new color in the background here. So what I'm just going to click on this background and then come over here to this little background color. And then I am going to either, in this example, I'm just going to choose a color that I have in mind, but you can easily pick a color here, or just come over here to color picker, and then we're going to just implement our own hex code. Perfect. And then that's going to be added. Now I want to start adding some elements into the display ad. So what you're going to want to do if you have existing elements is come over here to uploads, and then you would just click on upload media, find where the files exist, click on them, upload them, and then they'll show up here. Now I'm going to be creating a fake ad for Frozen Banana Company, because I love frozen bananas. So we're going to click on the logo, and I'm going to just drop that in there, and we're going to just bring it up to the top. And I know I want it to be a little bigger, so I'm just going to click on the handlebars, and I'm just going to extend it out till it reaches the margins, which is that little pink line, little pink box that you see showing up. Probably going to just drop this down a little bit more. Perfect. Now what I want to do is add some text here, right? And I'm going to come over here to text, and then we're going to add a headline, and that's going to show up in our canvas. And then from there, I'm just going to type in the name of the product. So it's going to be salted caramel. Awesome. And then we're just going to do Control A to select it all. And I want to choose a different font. Right now it's using Open Sans. What we can do is just click on this little drop down menu, and then you have a whole bunch of different fonts to choose from. You have some paid versions in there, but you have a lot of free options to choose from. You'll definitely find something you're looking for. I know that the font I want to use is a font called Cardo. So I'm just going to come over here, this little box here, search for it, and then I'm just going to click on it, and it's been added. What I can then do is just bump up the font by hitting this plus or hitting that minus. So I'm just gonna bump it up, bump it up, bump it up. Something like that's fine. And I want it bold, so we're just gonna click on the bold. Perfect. And then we'll just change the color to white. Perfection. Awesome. Now I don't like this space here. I feel like there's too much empty space going on between the salted and the caramel. So we're gonna tighten that up again. So we're just gonna click on Command A to select it all, and then come over here to spacing, and then from here you can adjust the spacing of the font. But what I want to do is just kind of tighten it up. So I'm going to go back here to spacing, and I'm going to mess with the line height. You can just kind of drag it as to where you want it. That's cool. I'm happy with that. I'm going to bring this up a little bit more, and underneath that I want it to say banana babies. So what I can do is just add a subhead, and then we're going to add banana babies. Perfect. And I'm just going to double click that to select it all. And I want this to be a different color. I don't want it to be white. I want it to be a darker purple. So I'm going to come over here to this little color picker over here, and I'm going to add the custom hex code. Perfect. And I want that to be the same font as last time, and Canva picked it up, which is awesome. So it's already saved there. And then we're going to bump that up also. Something around that should be fine. We'll bolden it up too, maybe a little bit less. Maybe something like that's fine. And then we'll just bring it up underneath till we're happy with it. I think that's fine, right? Let's drop the font on a little bit more. Maybe like one more point should be fine. And then just kind of adjust it. You can use the arrow keys on your keyboard, left to right, up and down, to just nudge things a little bit. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Just kind of doing it optically. Just lining things up. That's good. Awesome. Now what I want to do is add some little icons that were part of the overall branding for this specific product. So I already uploaded it just to save some time, and it's this right here, 200 calories, always fresh, frozen. And I'm going to just click on that. It's going to be added to the canvas, and then we're going to click and drag just to bump it up a little bit. Not too much. I don't want to steal the thunder, but I want it to be legible. And then we're just going to nudge it a little bit so it's centered. I think it's about good, right? Something like that's fine. Awesome. Now what I want to do is add the elements that were on the packaging initially, which was a banana and some little caramel pieces. And I already uploaded those also. So I'm going to come over here to uploads again, and I'm going to click on the banana. Awesome. Now I'm just going to click and drag this out, and then we're going to rotate it by just clicking this little icon here, click and drag, and then it'll rotate it out for you. Something like that should be fine. We'll just adjust it little by little till we have something we like. I think it's fine. Something that's fine. Okay, cool. And now we're gonna add the little caramel pieces. I'm just gonna add them in, bump them up. And then just kind of have it off-centered, off the canvas. And I'm gonna add this other piece right here. I'll maybe have this one down towards the bottom, and then we'll rotate it just a little bit, make it seem a little bit more organic, like it was kind of just thrown on the table. And then I'm gonna add one more piece over here, and then I'll rotate this one completely, and then we'll click and drag that also, push it off to the side. Like that, that's okay. Yeah, that's good. And now what I wanna do is add a button. So Canva doesn't have any UI buttons already as like a preset, so we're gonna create one from scratch. Come over here to elements, and then click on the rounded box. If you don't see it on yours, it should live within shapes. Yeah, if you scroll down over here, where is it at? There you go, this one right here. We'll click on that. We're just gonna drag it down, and then we'll just put it flush to the save area right there. Perfect. Where's it at? Right there. Awesome. And then just drag this down, and then we're gonna bring this up a little bit more. Let's say like, yeah, that should be fine. And then I want this to be that darker purple, which Canva has already saved to my document colors, which is awesome. Saved some time there. And then that's been added. And I am gonna adjust this little caramel piece because I don't really like how it's showing up there. I think something like that should be fine. Yeah, that's okay. And then I'm going to add a CTA, add a heading, and then we'll have that say, buy now. We're gonna make sure it's the same fonts as last time. Make sure that it is bold. Actually, no, you know what we can do? We can undo that. We can just keep it as the open sans, which is fine. We'll just have that little contrast in fonts. And then we're just going to bump this up also. Something like that should be fine. Maybe a little bit less. Let's do 12 points. And then just adjust it so it is centered. And I think that's good. And there it is. That is our display ad. We did that pretty quick. Now what we want to do is add some animation to this. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to duplicate this canvas here. And what I want to do is the following. I want it to animate, but I don't want to animate everything. So for example, if I click on animate and I come over here to, let's do rise, it's gonna animate every single element. And that is fine. All those elements can look really cool animated, but I want just the background to be animated. So that, when I say background, I mean just this banana and the caramel pieces, and that's it. So to achieve that, we're gonna do a little bit of a workaround. I'm gonna remove all these assets that I don't need. Let's move that to the back. just so I have this guy. That's exactly what I want. Now I'm gonna come over here to the animate section, and I can choose from a whole bunch of different animations, but I'm gonna click on rise because I feel like it's the smoothest and it looks the coolest. And I come over here to the edit timing, and that's gonna be how long that graphic's gonna show up before it loops back to the original animation. So after the animation plays, you have 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, however long you want it. I'm gonna make it 10 seconds. Now, what we're going to do is the following. We're gonna come over here to download, and I wanna make this a video. We'll make it a video, yeah. And I wanna download just the page 2, which is just that background element. Hit done, and then download. Awesome, there it goes. So I'm going to show this in Finder. Let's throw this over here, close this out. Awesome. Now what we can do is come back over here, and we're going to delete these elements. And then I'm gonna come over here to upload, and then I'm gonna take that video that I just created. There we go. Find that file. It's going to upload to Canva, and then we're gonna take it and we're just gonna drag it down there. And then we're going to expand it out. And then what I'm gonna do is move it to the back. There we go. And then what we're gonna do now is we'll just hit play, and then you can see that I've animated just the background and not the actual elements, which is exactly what I wanted. Now to have this on a loop, we're gonna come back over here, and then we'll just duplicate this again. And then I wanna move it, I wanna move this up. Move that up, move that up. All right, cool. You can probably even just delete this file if you'd like. And there that is. That's all set up, ready to go. Now to download it, we're gonna come over here and then click on GIF. And you want all 2 pages, which is fine. Hit done, and then download. It's going to prepare that GIF for you, and it should be a seamless loop. Okay, so the file has been prepared, and I'm gonna come over here, and then I'm going to click on open. That looks good. Now, to learn more about how to 10x your branding, you can check out some of my other videos above. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you here on the next episode of Under Budget Marketing Design.